Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Blue-White Curse of Exhaustion Knowledge Pool combo here on Bargain Basement Brewery. This is going to be round 3, and we're just waiting for my opponent to keep going. We're waiting for him to decide whether or not to play first. We're going to see what happens. Okay, he's here. He chooses to play first, which is good, because I want to be on the draw anyway. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a couple of Hindering Lights. I can go for an island. I've got a delay and 2 Hindering Lights that I can play, and the Hindering Lights draw me cards before I have to do anything else. And if I can draw a second blue source, I can double Deprive. So here we go. I'm going to keep this. Let's see what he does. He's got a swamp. Okay. Is he going to hit me with an... No, he's going to hit me with the rack. That's an interesting idea. There's a deck I was going to build around that. Okay. He's obviously going to choose me as the opponent. At the beginning of my upkeep, when it deals X to me, where X is 3 minus the number of cards in my hand. Well, considering I have a lot of card draw in this deck, I'm not too worried about it, but I'm assuming it's paired with a lot of discard. That means my Hindering Lights are going to be all stars in this game. I'm going to go ahead and always yield, because it's going to do 0 to me. Draw a card. There's the Curse. Sack it for an island. Pop the island out there. Go ahead and F6 my turn. Alright, he gets 1 good hit on me. He can take 1 of my 2 Hindering Lights. After that, he can do nothing. Another rack. Fair enough. Wow, if he empties my hand out, he's going to hurt me pretty hard. A 3rd rack. Fair enough. Okay. So he's got 3 racks. So I need to keep as many cards in my hand as possible. Because if I drop below 3, I'm going to be taking boatloads up in here. Alright. Let him put those in the stack. Always yield. And always yield. Yay for clock. Alright, let's see. Let's see what I draw. It was a Syncopate. Alright, I'm going to keep up that Hindering Light, keep myself at 7 cards, and F6 to my turn. Alright, he drops another Swamp, which means you might drop a Magicpokey here, if this is the deck that I think it is. Or he could just Ravenous Rats. I could Syncopate it for 1, make him use his last mana, or I could delay it for a few turns. But this way I get to choose what to discard. And I'll probably, you know what, I'm going to let it stay. I'm going to let it stick because I can discard one of the Deprives, which aren't going to do me much good. Yep, I know I have to discard a card. Discard a card. Bye-bye, Deprive. It was nice to see you. Alright. Another Curse. Fair enough. It's not going to do me any good, but whatever. Multiple Curses... I mean, unless he destroys 1, don't really do any good. I don't have another mana, which I would really love to have at this point. So I'm going to F6 to my turn and take a ping from the rats. Alright. If he taps out, well, I'm going to delay or Hindering Light whatever he plays. Preferably add Hindering Light. Yes, come on in, rats. The water's fine. Okay, I'm down to 19. And we've got to pause the video for a quick second. Sorry about that. Camtasia was acting up a little bit. Alright, let's go. I take a ping from the rats. Go in another step. Gonna play a spell. In step. Fair enough. No spells. Okay. Well, his racks aren't going to hurt me yet. I bet he really wishes I was playing cards. Fair enough. Okay. I will drop the Guildgate and ship the turn. I don't mind holding up delay / syncopate mana here. Especially if he taps out for something and I can syncopate it. I'm not under any real pressure from those rats. I mean, I guess they could poke me to death. But that's not his plan. His plan is to make me empty my hand so that his racks kill me in 2 turns. Going to the end step. Looks like he doesn't have any discard spells. Kind of wish I had a... Well... Alright. Now, I drew an untapped land. And I have a choice. At this point, I can hit him with a Curse of Exhaustion and just take whatever he does to me next turn. Or I can hold up 2 counterspells. I've got a pretty full hand. I'm pretty sure I can take whatever he does to me. Even if I have to take a couple points off the racks, I can do that. So I'm going to target him with the Curse. White, hold down M, white, 2 blue. For the Guildgates and any land that can tap for multiple colors of mana, if you hold down M in the beta, when you tap it, it automatically does the first one, which in an Azorius Guildgate is white. Alright, so my opponent is now cursed, and I'm going to go ahead and F6 my turn. Alright, let's see what he does. This is your 1 free turn, buddy. You get to play 1 spell. Please be another rack. I'd appreciate it. Okay, well he's got an X spell in his hand. Blightning. 3 damage to me and I discard 2 cards. Well, Deprive's going away. So's the other curse. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to take 3. Got to discard a Deprive and a Curse of Exhaustion. Enjoy your racks not hurting me. Oh, oh, oh. Is this a Mind Rot? What? Oh, see, you can't play another spell, can you? Read the card, man. Curse of Exhaustion. You can only play 1 spell per turn. So I get a take from the rats. And next turn I leave up counter spells. I don't know why my opponent keeps stopping during his in-combat step. Alright, let him put the racks on the trigger, or the triggers from the rack on the stack. They don't do anything. Drew a mana leak. Fair enough. Well, I literally have a handful of counterspells, so I'm on a 14-turn clock from these rats. At this point, if he hits me with Lightning, the Lightning's not going to hurt me. Not that he's going to hit me with Lightning, because I'll Hindering Light it. Delay works really well with Curse of Exhaustion, too, because once the delayed spell comes in, that shuts him down for a turn. And if it was an inconsequential spell or a utility spell that didn't do him very much good, then I've basically just time-walked my opponent. Alright, here we go with the rack triggers. Terramorphic Expanse. Fair enough. I will search out. Let's see, what do I have? I have 2 white sources and 2 blue sources. But one of my white sources is also a blue source. So now I have 3 and 3. And I will F6 to my turn. I can play 2 spells per turn. He can't. Now all I need to do is draw my knowledge pool, and I'll be good to go. Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay, well, white, blue, Hindering Light. I draw a card, and it's countered. And that's your 1 spell for turn. Ooh, and I drew a swamp, so if I draw a knowledge pool next turn, I win. Well, maybe not. I mean, I lock him out from playing spells for the rest of the game, but I still got to deal with his rats and get a Sands of Time in play. Delirium Sands. What am I drawing? Come on, knowledge pool. I gotta wait for the racks. Okay. Deprive. Well, if for some ungodly reason one of his counterspells comes through, I guess I could Deprive. Deprive puts an extra card in my hand. So yeah, no, that's a good thing. I can Deprive. Alright, I'm going to F6. So I can Hindering Light if it targets me. I can Deprive if it doesn't. But whatever he plays now is getting countered unless it's just useless. Inquisition of Kozilek. If I play Deprive and it counters it, I haven't used up my Hindering Light. I'll bounce one of my untapped lands, one of my basics, and then if I draw the Knowledge Pool, I can play it next turn and drop the Knowledge Pool, and he's done. So, okay, yeah, I'm going to Deprive that. 2 blue. And I'll bounce one of the islands. Congratulations, your turn is over. Curse of Exhaustion is a little bit mean. Curse of Exhaustion with an inexhaustible supply of counterspells, even meaner. Although if I'm not careful, this rat is going to ping me to death. And I've got to remember to keep my hand above 3. Because those racks will ruin my day. Alright, let's do the racks. So come on, Knowledge Pool, Island, play the Knowledge Pool, and win the game. Vivid Creek. Might as well. I don't need the mana right now, so... Oh, wait. He's got to stop on my draw step? Okay. Alright, I'm going to F6. At this point, I'm going to start sandbagging lands in my hand, because I've got 6 mana. Better to sandbag a land that comes into play untapped in case I absolutely have to have it. Mana Leak and Syncopate are not doing me any good right now because he's got 6 mana on the table. So he's got to spend at least 4 of it for the Mana Leak to work. Or the Syncopate. Nope. Well, he might. I don't know. Hypnotic Spectre. Blue. Oh, I can Syncopate that. Ooh. But it's exiled. Pay blue. Now pay X. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Gotta go ahead and make sure his X is greater than 4. There's no reason for him to hold up mana. He can only play the 1 spell per turn. And Hippie is exiled. Alright, my hand is getting dangerously light. So it's time to start sandbagging lands and whatever I draw. Another Syncopate. Okay, F6. I have 10 turns to draw something with which to stop him. What's he got? Another Hypnotic Spectre. He can pay 4. I can Syncopate it for 5. I kind of have to. I can't afford to be taking hits from the Spectre each turn. I know it's kind of frustrated to get in play against nothing but counterspells, man. Alright. Poke me with the rats. You know, if I lose to this rat, I'm gonna be, well, it'll be funny. I mean, seriously, let's not lie. Alright. Upkeep. Put the racks on the stack, not doing any good. So basically, I have 1 card in hand right now. Mana Leak. Okay, I'm sandbagging the 2 Mana Leaks and the island right now. So I'll Hindering Light or delay whatever he plays. Although if I do draw that overload spell, I can bounce everything back to his hand. Island, return all those racks. Yep, down to 8. Really use a Day of Judgment at some point. Or think twice. Okay, now, I could counter that. It's a Liliana's Caress, which is kind of like a Megrim. Whenever I discard a card, it hurts me. However, I don't think I'm ever going to be discarding a card again, so I'm not even going to bother countering that. I'll just keep the number of cards in my hand. At this point, the cards in my hand are a resource. So, Knowledge Pool. Halimar Depths. Okay. I am going to drop the Halimar Depths and rearrange the top 3 cards in my library. I'm looking for a Sands and a Knowledge Pool. Or a Day of Judgment, or any one of a number of good things, actually. AEtherize. Well, that's useful. I don't need the Meadow, so I can draw that last. Deprive is going to be useful, but I want the AEtherize next turn. And F6. Alright, the AEtherize is going to put the rats back in his hand, and then I can counter the rats, so that'll be nice. That'll slow him down for a turn or two. Okay, you can have a second Liliana's Caress. Okay, here comes that AEtherize. Hey, look what I drew. F6. Alright, I think I will do his, yep. AEtherize, blue, blue, white, black. Oop. And I can still Hindering Light or delay whatever he plays. Please be a Blightning. That would be really nice for you to play a Blightning, because I could use the card draw. No, he's just going to replay the rats. Yeah, I'm going to delay the rats. I don't have to, but I will be taking 4 damage if I don't. So, I might as well get it suspended now. Come on, Deprive. Deprive is going to be useful because it's going to put one of these myriad of lands back in my hand. I think I'll bounce the Halimar Depths. And I'm going to go ahead and F6 through my turn. Yes, go ahead and remove a time counter from it. Let's keep an eye on that. It's got 2 left, 2 turns left. Oh, he didn't play a spell. Wait, oh, here he goes. A Liliana's Caress. You know what? I'm okay with that. Now I get to draw a land that I'm going to keep in my hand. Yep, not going to play that. See what happens. I'm up on the clock, even though I'm recording a video. That's strange to me. Yeah, okay, the rats are coming down next turn, which will be his whole turn that turn, so I think I'll deprive the rats. Unless he plays something just awful here. Alrighty, so I will be depriving the rats next turn. This is my first live draw since I played the Halimar Depths, so let's see what happens. Ooh! Win condition. Outstanding. Alright, so I'm going to drop the Sands. Let's see. Going to be bouncing you. Don't need you guys. Outstanding. Okay, he's got 39 cards in his library, and I can hit him for 7 cards a turn, so I should have him dead in 5 turns? 5 turns hereabouts. Still going to be depriving whatever he plays. So at this point, it's just a game of counterspell. Then whatever mana is left over is going to Sands of Delirium him at the end of his turn. Okay, he has to cast it. And I'm going to deprive it. Because I do not want to take 6. So, blue. Blue. Return the Halimar Depths. And that's the end of your turn, sir. Go to Sands you for 2. Oh, hey, he gained a life. Okay. Refuges! It's one of those cheap level tiered lands. Comes into play tapped, gives you life when it comes into play, taps for 2 mana. Sweet little land. There's a whole set of them. And this is why I have a stop on my opponent's end step. What do I got? Oh, he's got to put those racks on there. So he poked me down to 10 with the rats because he hit me with the blinding. So think twice. That is absolutely sexy. Can I play 2 cards this turn and be safe? Yeah, I'm going to need to. Okay. Because I need a better counterspell than Mana Leaks and Hindering Lights. So what do I got? I have Cyclonic Rift. That is absolutely beautiful. Overloads for 7. I've only got 6. So, last card drawn. Okay, Mana Leak can be last. Day after that, Cyclonic Rift first. I could think twice into the Cyclonic Rift now, but I'm just going to draw it next turn anyway, so if he Blightnings, I can Hindering Light. He can cast a hippie through double Mana Leak right now. Oh, he's just going to end his turn. Outstanding. I could have think twice at the end of my turn, but I have no need to. Better to get his milling going on. Ooh, I got one of his Blightnings. Let's see what else has he got. Ravenous Rats. Duress. Yeah, pretty just straight up black-red discard. Not a bad deck, I just happened to get a curse down before he could really hurt me. Alright. Alright, there's that Cyclonic Rift. So, I can bounce all of his racks and caresses back to his hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm going to do that. Oh wait, maybe he plays a spell I want to counter. I can always do that at the end of his turn. Or in response to some discard spell that I can't counter. He's going to end his turn. Cast with Overload. Now he's got to discard 3 cards because I bounced a bunch of crap to his hand. Go for the throat. What else is he throwing away? Liliana's Caress. That's not 2 Liliana's Caress isn't a go for the throat. Okay. There's that Day of Judgment I don't need. Think twice. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm doing this during my main phase because I want to get a counterspell that will be useful to him. It'll be, well, I can triple Mana Leak. I can stop just about anything he can do. I mean, I can't stop... I don't need to stop a Rack or a Caress. At this point, I don't really need to stop anything. What's he got? Okay, I can... You know what? He can have the Rack. That's fine. Good try. Curse of Exhaustion. Don't know why you're tapping mana. Okay, Delirium Sands. For 5. He's down to 22 cards in his library. Oh, I'm going to have to auto-yield from this again. Alright, it looks like I've got this one pretty well in hand. And that should cinch up the combo. That cinches up the combo. That should cinch up the game. So unless he's got an instant in his hand, which it won't matter because I have the curse out. So let's see if this works. Knowledge Pool. I'll go black, white. Actually, no, I won't have the black. Control Z. Z. White, white. Blue, blue. Blue, white. Knowledge Pool. Alright, my opponent is officially locked out. I kept open a black because I'm going to be exiling 3 cards on the Knowledge Pool. What's on there right now? Blackmail. Swamp. Kozilek. Vivid Creek. Alright. I don't have to play any spells for the rest of the game. All I have to do is keep sandsing my opponent. And I win. I don't... let's see. I'm letting my opponent know what the combo does. Alright, I'm just describing it. Basically, you can't play spells anymore. If spells played get exiled, then you cast one from the pool. You can't cast another one due to curse. Let's see what he says here. I'll go ahead and bring the chat in. Okay, wait, where's the chat? Okay. You can play a mountain, and then proceed to... Alright, let's see if it works the way I think it does. He just dropped a Liliana's Caress and cannot play another spell from the Knowledge Pool. Alright, let's see if he concedes the game. We're down to 10 minutes each on the clock, so this is going to be a quick one. Okay, he just conceded. So we'll begin sideboarding. Alright, he's playing discard, so I need as much card draw as I can. AEtherize doesn't do anything. Definitely bringing in my other sands to try and get the game over faster because I'm low on time. The delays don't really work that well. What else is working against him? Mana leaks aren't going to work that well against him later. Batwing Brume's not going to do anything. Cyclonic Rift bounces all his enchantments and artifacts. Ooh, artifacts! You know what? I'm bringing the Bant Charms. So I can get rid of his Hypnotic Specters. Bring in the forest. Drop the swamp because I don't need it. Because I'm not bringing in the Batwing Brumes. Gotta cut 3 cards. Cut a Think Twice. And maybe I only need 3 Bant Charms. Let's see what else do I want to cut. I'm down to... Don't need that many Days of Judgment. Alright, that should be fine. I'm going to submit this deck and we'll see what happens. Good luck. Game 2. Alright, he's down on the clock a little bit, so I'm going to have to play tight and fast. So if I talk a little slower or talk a little less, that's why. We're going to see what happens next. Bant Charm, Guildgate, Expanse, Day of Judgment, Deprive it. You know what? I'm going to keep this. Because I can blow up his racks. Can counter an instant spell. Alright, I have a family issue, so I'll be right back. I apologize for that. I am back, and I seem to have punted. Okay, and he concedes to me, so I do apologize for that. You'll notice my clock jumped about 3 minutes there. My family came home, and I had to pause the recording while I helped them get the groceries in. So, okay, looks like we're 2-1 right now. Sort of, 2-0, haha. No, I lost that second game, didn't I? Oh well. Looks like I'm doing pretty well. The deck runs a little slow. Need to get the win condition out a little faster. Other than that, everything should be fine. Alright, we'll see you guys again for round 4.